Hello, my name is Christian Lightfinger, and the research study that I was assigned to was the Municipal Surveillance Regulation and Algorithmic Accountability. Um, and this was created by authors Meg Young, Michael Patel, and P.M. Kraft. The purpose of this research study. So the purpose was to recognize the problems with the current public surveillance systems in the Seattle Ordinance programs in terms of uh, their current flaws and how it could be improved upon. Another purpose of this research study was to establish an understanding of the public surveillance um, technologies that are currently in place, and this includes more modern forms of technology like machine learning and artificial intelligence, which have been slowly um, added to the public surveillance technologies in recent years. Um, and lastly, to establish new data to be learned from for future algorithmic oversight, just in terms of improving on what we have now and kind of learning from the mistakes that it makes to improve it for the future. For data collection, the authors and researchers conducted 14 open-ended interviews with members of the Seattle Ordinance. Of these 14, 11 of them were involved in its direct development and implementation into the public surveillance technologies. Two of the individuals were interviewed were also the ones who sold the subsequent algorithmic technologies to the Seattle Ordinance to be implemented, and in this research is what it was studied. Um, the data collection also included participant observation of two public meetings um, and a document analysis related to the law and algorithmic implementation that discusses the current um, laws and regulations that surround such implementation. Uh, the researchers also conducted a phone interview with a student who was researching into U.S. technology policy um, and the different policies that uh, discern what types of technology can be used and what kind of crosses the line. And finally, they also included an analysis of a 2018 master list of surveillance technologies that the municipal government utilizes of those that they have disclosed. For data analysis, the researchers compared their findings between the 5 different cities that they performed the studies on. After researching through these 5 cities, they drew comparisons and similarities between them, kind of connect the different points of data and create common findings between all of them. The researchers also interpreted connections with the master list that they were analyzing previously, and they also categorized the individuals that were involved in these algorithmic technologies by their ethnic backgrounds. In terms of the major findings that these researchers were able to produce, um, they found that lack of artificial intelligence regulation has the possibility of leading to many false positives and certain misclassifications of certain individuals. And these could be individuals of different race, uh, ethnicities, anything that kind of puts them into certain groups. Um, Another finding from this investigation was that much of the data that was collected by the surveillance technology was only being gathered and not analyzed. So there was just an abundance of data that the surveillance was effectively recording and collecting. However, not all of that was analyzed in the end. And finally, for the major findings, the algorithmic technologies have a correlation with targeting specific minority groups based on past data. So again, this kind of rings back to the idea of targeting certain ethnic groups or certain races and different ways that people can be categorized. in terms of their reliable and accurate results. These results were reliable due to their comparison to the findings in Seattle to the other 5 ordinances in the different cities that they researched in this study. These results also have a level of reliability and credibility because of the direct interviews that the researchers performed with those who had a direct part in the development and implementation of this technology. And the researchers also discussed the false positives that were found when they were analyzing the data. As this connects to Kling, Kling's argument his main argument revolved around the idea of fixing and refining the technology, the information technologies that are available to fulfill the needs of society and improving as a whole. And another part of Kling's argument was the idea that the new problems that arise from these new technologies must have solutions developed.